Hi, friends. Welcome to Ruel's Wrap Up. This is a monthly show that I do and talk about the games and rank them that I played last month. So be sure to watch this live on Twitch every first Monday of the month. I'm actually recording this on Sunday because of the July 4th holiday. But happy to have you here. Let's jump right into it. This month, I'm going to start off things a little differently. I'm going to talk about games I played on Board Game Arena. And the first one, actually, I played with my friend Matt from the Silver Metal Tavern over on Rahdo's channel. We played Lumen for the Lost World. This is a game on BGA. It's the new one from Bruno Cathala. It's a re-implementation of Trek 12. So it's a roll and write game, and it's an area control game. Really interesting mix of mechanisms. I liked it. I want to play it a few more times before I really give it, my final numerical ranking, because there's a few things where I felt like I was a little confused by it, but it's really, it's neat how the area control works, and the fact that you roll the dice and you either take the dice at face value or you add them, subtract them, or multiply them. And I thought that was really fascinating, and just that alone, I'm like, that's a lot of math for me. I'm not a math person, but I really did enjoy that. So that's one of my highlights for Board Game Arena for the month of June. So these are all the games I played in June. The next one I played, now I'm going to show you the analog version. I played My Shelfie with my friend Julie a couple of months ago. But I played My Shelfie a bunch on BGA this past month, and I'm really, really enjoying it. The implementation is really smart. It's really smooth, just like the game itself. The only thing I would say, I wish there was a little more colorblind help, because I always mix up the plants, and I think it's plants and the trophies. Luckily for me, I've learned how to just, I look at the pictures and the trophies and plants, but there's a couple of trophies, I swear, when I just quickly glance at them, they look like plants. But anyways, this is Connect 4 for Gamers. It's a fantastic game. It's from Phil Walker Harding. Praise be. Wonderful, wonderful set collection game with a little spatial awareness to it, where you want to have similar tiles next to each other, like all the games on your shelf together, all the cats together, and so forth. Then, of course, you have public goals where you want certain things to line up, as well as your own private goals where you want certain items on certain spots of the shelf. It's wonderful. Michelle and I really enjoy this one. I've been playing a lot with friends on Board Game Arena. So, hey, be sure to check the show notes below for our link to our Discord. You can join and play with us. That is My Shelfie. All right, the next one that I really enjoyed on Board Game Arena was Lucky Numbers. Now, this is our friend Jesse and his friends on IHeartBoardGames. They're playing the analog version. I started playing this digitally on Board Game Arena, and here's the thing: I totally messed up this game because I forgot about a crucial rule. So what you're doing, it's you're just randomly picking 4-leaf clovers to place on your garden. And these have to go in numerical order, ascending, so 1 through up to 20. And you want those going across and down. But you can, skip numbers if you're, and that's fine. And the funny thing is, I totally forgot about the rule that you can swap numbers in and out. So I was just taking numbers and placing them down on the board, not realizing I could take a number and exchange it with a number that was previously placed. So there was a time when I had some really bad numbers to start, like basically a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 7, which is impossible to do with all those different numbers. And I just sort of gave up on the game. I'm like, oh, I'm going to lose this game. And I just laughed. Then I was playing with our community manager Razor and some other friends from the Discord, and they said, "Oh no, there's a rule there where you can swap things in and out." And I was like, "What the?" So that totally gave me. I was like, "Okay, now I was feeling sort of dumb." But anyways, Michelle and I loved this game. So I played it on BGA last month on with friends on Discord and BGA. Michelle and I actually, because of this game on BGA, I played with Rodney Smith and Monique and Naveen of What You Played. We all really love this game, and Rodney and I actually on the same day we ordered it. And I got mine in. It just sat for about a few weeks. Last night, Michelle and I played 9 straight games of Lucky Numbers. It's so much fun, and we're gonna be bringing it to my brother's house for our 4th of July celebration. So that's another game that we really enjoyed. That is Lucky Numbers on Board Game Arena. So those are just a few of the games I played. let me see, on Board Game Arena this past month, I played 28 different games in June. Those are just the highlights. So let's get to the analog games that I played this month. Starting with number 6, I soloed this one on my stream. Oh, I still love this game. I think it's fantastic. It still holds up. This is It's a Wonderful World by from Lucky Duck Games. Oh, so I mean, this is like the jam if you like card drafting and engine building. So good. Here's the a Twitch play or a Twitch run through that I did. I played a solo game. I have the solo or I have the campaign game. Was it War or Peace? And I'm gonna get back into that because I've only done like 1 or 2 of those, and I need to finish that. I really enjoy this. So, you have cards, you're going to draft them. The solo variant is really clever how they did it. You basically have piles of cards that you can pick up. And if you happen to not like the cards you get, you could trade 2 cards in for 5 more from the top of the huge deck. Excuse me. So it's a great way of cycling through the deck. So, because these type of games, the fewer players you have, the fewer cards you can go through. Well, with the solo, they really fix that with this. So as you draft cards, you're going to, some of them will give you resources. Use those resources to build other buildings in your empire. Those will give you victory points in different victory conditions. It's a wonderful world. It's so good. I absolutely enjoy it. I'm going to take a sip of tea because my throat is starting to get trashed here. But hopefully that's not too bad. Okay. So that's my number 6 for the month of June. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I'm recording this live on Twitch, folks. Ruel's Wrap Up once a month. Let's go to our number 5. Again, not a very busy month for me as far as gaming online. I've been working a bunch, but my number 5 was a paid preview that we did for Brotherwise Games. Michelle and I, we played this during Tabletop Live Network. Overboss Duel, or as like Michelle was calling it, Overboss Duel with Ruel. Another fantastic tile laying game. We're big fans of tile laying. We're huge fans of the original. And what Overboss Duel does, the really cool thing, instead of your own separate boards, you have a shared board now. So there is a little bit of take that. So you got to be aware of that because you can place tiles on your opponent's side and vice versa. And those tiles that you place, they might not be the ones that they want on their side, or they could put something on your side that you really don't want. What's really cool about this game, not only do they have like brand new bosses that you just saw there. Michelle's got King Croak. This King Croak here is actually a different King Croak than the original game. So those bosses are specific to Overboss Duel, but each tile here you can use an Overboss and vice versa. So even though it's a standalone 2-player game, it's also sort of like an expansion for the original game because you can swap those tiles in and out. What I love about these new tiles, friends, is they do things that weren't done in the originals. Mainly, you can place a certain tile here. I think is it Icy Peaks? I forget which one. But that tile allows you to move another tile until it hits either the border or another tile on the board. And what's really cool, now I was talking about that take that, you can move stuff on your opponent's board and vice versa. They can move it on yours. Or you can move something from your board that you don't like and put it on their side. Very clever. The portals have been changed into, oh man, I forget the name of it. Not cyclones, but anyways, they've been replaced by these things where you play them just like portals. You flip over the tile, the mini tile, but you can now move other tiles on the board. So you have a tile that you can place that moves other tiles. Then you have the spires, that's what they're called, that allow you to do the same thing but in a different direction. Oh, it's really wonderful. The base game is the same. You're still doing the dual draft, drafting a terrain tile to place on the board along with a monster tile or the monster tile also goes on terrain, or you're going to grab, depending on what happens, what comes out of the bag, you either have mini monsters, mini bosses, monsters, spires, or crystals. Crystals are for endgame scoring. So if you're an Overboss fan, I think it's a no-brainer to pick up Overboss Duel. I'm really intrigued to play this one solo. Now, Overboss Duel doesn't have a solo implementation, but Overboss does, and you can bring these tiles. There's a couple of tiles where you do like minor tweaks for like scoring or abilities, but for the most part, they play just the same. So that's Overboss Duel. That's my number 5. I'm going to take another sip of tea. If you're watching at home on YouTube, have a sip of tea or your favorite beverage as well. You got to stay hydrated, folks. All right, let's move on to my number 4 game of the month. Speaking of Tile Lane, this one is a wonderful new Tile Lane game from our friends at Panasaurus. This is Beacon Patrol. Now, the first time I played this, I actually played this on my stream, did a solo, and the joke was in chat, Bacon Patrol. Now, I don't know who said it, but I want to see a Bacon Patrol retheme of this game. It'll be hilarious. But anyways, Beacon Patrol, if you see their lovely art, it's got this very chill vibe. And, excuse me, it's got a lot of Carcassonne in it. You know, you have tiles that you're just simply laying here. But the trick is there's a boat, a little physical like boat meeple. And you start in the middle, and then every tile that you place has to be adjacent to where the boat is. And then the boat has to be able to travel onto that tile. So it's got to have some water, and you can't just rotate tiles. Each tile has a specific way that you place on the board, on the table. So it's not like you can rotate like, oh, here's some water, the boat can go there. No, some of these you're just going to get stuck. It's like, oh, there's only land is on that side where my boat can go. That's unfortunate. So I need to get another tile. Or here's the thing, it's a cooperative game, so you can play with your, you can ask your fellow players, hey, can we trade tiles so I can get this here, get the boat, and you're just trying to get as many points as possible. And that is, every time you surround a tile orthogonally on 4 sides, touching all 4 sides, at the end of the game you get points based on what type of tile that is. If it's open ocean, you get a point. If it is lighthouse, you get 3 points. And then what's the other? Oh, buoys. If there's a buoy there, you get 2 points. And then there's actually like mini expansions that have come out that are included in the game, and also some promos as well that add some new things like piers, and I forgot what the other one was, but I haven't played. Excuse me, I haven't played those yet, but I really enjoyed this as a solo game. I thought it was a really clever Carcassonne-like game, but more puzzly. You know, it really limits you because you cannot rotate those tiles any way you want. So you do have a lot of decisions to make. Now, thankfully, they give you, just like the Carcassonne, the OG Carcassonne variant, where instead of taking just one tile and having to place it, they give you 3 tiles, and then you have to place one of them on your turn. Solo is very easy to implement as well. You'll notice there's some propeller tokens there. Those are movement. You could spend 1 per turn, or you can spend up to 4 per turn to move your boat around just in case you get trapped. I really like that because it really does come in handy. Excuse me again, folks. So Beacon Patrol, not Bacon Patrol, Beacon Patrol is my number 4 for the month. All right, let's move on to the top 3 that I played this month, starting... Oh, boy, look at that. We'll sound that cough, folks. Number 3, Timelancers. This is a paid preview that I did for Rahdo's channel. I did the solo game. Excuse me. Now, unfortunately, right after this aired, and I'm sort of bummed about it, the game was canceled. It's such a clever game, too. And, okay, so I was bummed because it, was canceled, but I'm still going to talk about the game because I think it's a great game. It's got this really clever tableau building where you are placing events from the past into your time machine. And depending on how you play that in your tableau or your time machine, that's going to ripple and change cards or other events in your tableau. And it's going to give you special abilities, give you resources and whatnot. Excuse me. I just think it's so neat the way they've done this game. You go into the main, or you see the hexes there, top left. You're going to travel around there, gather resources. Okay, pretty straightforward. But then it's when you're getting those events, that's where the game really shines. It is so puzzly, and the gameplay itself, it's really easy to pick up. You go, it's got a little worker placement. You go down to your time machine, do the action. But in those events, in your time machine, as you're putting them in there, like I said, as you change events in the past, that can have rippling effects, and it's going to change your actions and whatnot. And yeah, it's such a bummer it didn't fund this time, but I know it's going to be back. It's going to be bigger and better. So keep an eye out for that next time when it comes back to Kickstarter or whatever crowdfunding platform they decide to use. That's number 3, Timelancers. Okay, Moving on, number 2. This is another one that I played on Rahdo's channel as on his channel, but I've also been playing a bunch of this game on Board Game Arena with friends. This is my number 2 for the month in June. Challengers. This was a recently nominated for the Kennerspiel, and I had a really nice conversation with someone in Rahdo's community. They thought that it was deserving of the Kennerspiel, and Richard and I were like, this is pretty light for a Kennerspiel. We thought it was more of a Spiel des Jahres game, but the more I play it, I'm still going to say it's a Spiel, but I can agree to disagree where I can see this being a very light Kennerspiel, because on the surface, it's basically War, the card game. You just play a number, try to get a higher total than your opponent. Where this shines is there's different factions, and you're going to mix up like 6 factions to start. And each of those factions had different abilities, obviously different power numbers, and then you're going to draw and do this really light deck building. You don't have to worry about currency or anything like that. You just grab the cards you want. You get like either 1 or 2 per round, and then you can trash or discard or take out of the game any cards you like. So it is like deck building / hand management. And then when you play, it's basically just whoever, the war. But there is a little bit of push your luck here, as well as our friend in Rahdo's community pointed out, where, are you going to push your luck playing certain cards or, adding certain cards to your deck? Do you want to mess with, hey, I've only got 6 spots on my bench, and every time I get knocked out during a round, if someone gets a higher number than me, I have to put my cards onto the bench. There's only 6 slots. Now, if I have like cards that are the same, those same cards only take up 1 slot. But if I have a bunch of different cards, my deck isn't as thinned out. I have that, I can push my luck and all of a sudden like be out of spots on my bench. If I can't place a card that I played on my bench, I lose. Likewise, if I have no cards left, I lose. So really interesting mix there, and I think that's the reason why this surprised me. Again, you see it on first glance like, oh, it's War for gamers, but the more I play it, especially online on Board Game Arena, I'm really enjoying this one. I think it's a really clever game, and I do like the fact that it's tournament style. So I play a game. Let's say we're playing a 4-player game. I play a game against player number 2. Then whoever wins that round, they get placed in a different spot, and we basically play 7 rounds of a game, and then the 2 highest scores play in the championship game. For a tournament style game, you can play it in 45 minutes. It's fantastic, and I love that. It plays up to 8, and the genius thing here is the solo deck. It's a solo automa deck, so you can actually play this game solo. But the game shines as higher player counts, of course, because you get that tournament feel. And what's great is, even if you have an odd number of players, like let's say we have 5 players, you can play a 6-player game with that automa deck. That way no one has to sit out around like you have a bye, right? No, you are playing the entire time. I love that about Challengers. It's a fantastic game. That's why it's my number 2 game of the month of June. All right, let's move on to the best game that I played in the month of June. And if you know me, if you know my wife, you'll know that this is no surprise. This was a paid preview that I did for Rahdo's channel. It's a game called Dog Parks with the New Tricks expansion. We love pugs. We love doggos. We're big fans, and it really enjoyed. I mean, it was one of our favorite games of the year, the original Dog Park. Now, it's basically the same. I mean, the New Tricks expansion keeps the wonderful gameplay from the original, but it adds some nice layers of complexity here and all. First of all, the original game, you are dog walkers, and we love this theme. You're bidding to get dogs into your kennel. Then you go to the park and walk around the park, and as you do, you gain reputation or victory points because, hey, everyone's seeing how great of a job you're doing. Wonderful theme. The bidding mechanism in this is really clever. You go, first round, you're trying to get dogs into your kennel. So you're bidding your actual victory points that you have on those dogs. So it's a really nice push and pull. How many points do I want to give up for, my future dog walking? Oh, I really want that pug. I know Michelle's going to bid on the pug. I need to bid more victory points than her. So it's like a, secret bidding. You reveal whoever has the most, takes the dog. But, that in itself is wonderful. And With 2 players, you play with a dummy player or an AI, which does some cool things as well. Keeps it a little more, whenever there's like bidding, I don't think it always works with 2, but this one does a really good job of it, where they add like an AI that you can sort of plan against, but you still have to worry about your opponent as well. So what the new Tricks expansion does is 3 things. Excuse me. It adds super locations. These are new locations where they're going to excuse me, I'm going to take another break. Okay, we're back. So what the expansion does is add super locations, which are these little overlays that you're going to place on different spots on the dog park, where they give you resources, different abilities. Love that. Also, mixed breed dogs. Love this. So there's going to be dogs now. The big old deck that you add to the already huge deck of dogs that you have. They're mixed breeds. So they're going to count towards different objectives and different goals and in-game goals and end-game goals for both breeds. So it's a really cool way to, hey, you can have a bunch of toy dogs like pugs, but they can be mixed with other dogs as well. So you're going to be able to get those breed expert awards at the end a little more easily. Now, the best part, I think, is the tricks expansion part of it. So the tricks expansion, you can see on the left side there, these are tricks that you can teach your dog how to do. And again, it depends on what type of breed, but these tricks either come in play during your kennel, when your dogs are in the kennel, or when they're on the lead, or on, get out there on a walk. So again, different types of points, different types of abilities. You can gather resources more efficiently and so forth. I love the tricks expansion. I think it's the type of expansion I love, where the original base game is still the same, but you add some layers of complexity without having to relearn the whole game over. It's just, hey, we're still bidding, we're still walking our dogs, but now we have this extra option of training a dog. Absolutely love this. And of course the theme, you had us at dogs, folks. I mean, the dog park is wonderful. So that's my number 1 game of the month. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, friends, today for Ruel's wrap up. I do this once a month here on Twitch. I live stream it on Twitch, and then I pour it over here for our friends at YouTube. Friends on YouTube, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you here next month. Hey, by the way, check out the show notes below, because I would love to hear, number 1, comment on the games that you played, but also check out the show that we do at the same time here on Twitch called What You Played, where I talk about the games that you played. All right, take care. See you next month. Bye.